Hello everybody, it's Thursday, about 1:45. I really did not plan to come on today because I was supposed to go to a beautification meeting and they didn't have enough people for the meeting to make the quorum, so I said, hallelujah. I get to stay home with Mama and I get to cook and be with my friends. So, this video may be crazy, it may be informative, it may be a detrimental issues. I don't know what it'll be. But what I'm going to do is, y'all have seen me make cornbread on several videos, so I'm just going to list my regular cornbread video, and then I'll just add, because remember this was from I told you the other day when we battered the turkey and fried it, that we could use it for cornbread. And that day before yesterday, so I've had this, I put it in the freezer, my whole bowl. I just covered it with a towel and set it in the freezer, my chest freezer. And I've been letting it just get kind of room temperature. So I'm going to try something new, two different things today. So I took the corn that I had, part of it was fresh corn, and part of it was canned corn that I added to this, a can of corn that I added to the fresh corn. This was from our skillet the other day that we did, and I had put it in the freezer. So now I've let that thaw out. So today I guess you could say just clean out the refrigerator day. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how that, I just chopped that in my chopper. Okay, I just chopped that in my chopper, and I'm just going to take a ladle, spoonful, just for my cornbread. And I'll add this to my turkey soup that I'll explain to you in a little bit. Then I'm going to add about a half a cup of the Duke's mayonnaise. To my cornbread mix. Then I'm going to add 1 egg. Now, sometimes over the years I would add a can of cream style corn to my cornbread. It makes it moist. And so since I didn't have a can of cream style corn to add to this, I do have one, but I wanted to use this corn. I decided I'm going to just put an egg, my chopped up can of corn, let's just say, it's not a half a cup, that'd probably be about well, it wouldn't be, I'd say a fourth a cup of mayonnaise, and I'll just mix that in with my egg into this cornbread. And then I'll then I'll want to put about, let's see, 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Now I can't make this hot because of Mother. So we'll do a tablespoon of chili powder and a tablespoon, that's not quite a tablespoon, of cumin. Tablespoon of chili powder, tablespoon of cumin. Okay. Now we'll do 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix that in there. Okay. We're trying to go for a Mexican cornbread that's not spicy, that forgoes the green, because I didn't have any more of our unhot jalapenos that Vine hadn't put any more on, so I wanted a kind of a Mexican cornbread. And so let me get some milk. Now I'll add, I'm going to add the milk, about half a cup of milk. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. Now you know that I'll adjust the recipe for you in the section. See, this to make a good fried patty cornbread. This is, but when I make tamales, this is about the consistency I do the tamales. Let me get hot water. Because of course, you know, we adjust everything with our hot water. Probably about a half cup of hot water, but now let me see if that. I doubt that that's probably got enough baking powder in it. So I better go ahead and just add a teaspoon of baking powder so that I'll be sure and know that I've got that in there. You can see those corn hunks in there. Smells really nice. So I'll mix that really good because you want to. Then I'm going to put it in my skillet. Let me get this moved over. I've got the biggest mess here y'all ever seen. I'll be right back. Okay, I finally got a little bit of it cleaned up. Something I forgot to add was my garlic. So we'll do a teaspoon of garlic into that cornbread. Get that mixed really good. Okay, let me get my skillet. Put some little grease in there. Get your olive oil. Get it around that skillet so it won't stick. That gives you a little crunchy outer surface. I've got it on high right now, but make sure you mix that good because you don't want lumps is going to be in there because of the corn, but you don't want dry spots. Okay, that looks pretty good mixed. I check our pan. I just take a little dollop. I can watch that when it starts to get hot, then I know. Gotta get my apron, y'all. Today we'll do blue apron, blue apron. Don't ask me why I do that. I don't even know. I just think if you can't see me, then if I show you my color of my apron, then you kind of know what I see. How that's bubbling up there. You can tell it's got enough baking powder and everything in there. So let's just pour that in our pan for a Mexican style. It's not totally Mexican, but it's the Mexican flavors that we're looking for, not the hot, not the heat. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. We'll put that in our oven at 400 degrees. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got our pan here, and we're going to heat that up. Just some oil, you know, just to brown our little bit of rosemary. Now we're going to make this soup now. This is going to be a turkey soup. I thought it was, you know, that's real easy for anybody really, but a caregiver, it's real easy because it's nutritious. Then it's kind of like the ICEBOX. I've cleaned out everything. I don't waste stuff because food is so expensive. And I was taught as a child, you do not waste stuff. Waste not, want not. What do they say? But us kids didn't have everything we wanted, but we had what we needed. That's the main thing right there. My mother and father made sure we had what we needed, not what we wanted all the time. Okay, get our trusty, you know, every day, trusty onions. Today they're a little clawed out because I've had them out a little bit. But there's nothing like this. I've had several people say that they have started using these. Well, I'm very happy, very happy that you have. Just so it'll help you. Because I have get nothing off of that. I just want to share good tidings. Okay, we've got our corn. So we're going to go ahead and put our corn in there. And I can't get all that out, but I don't want to put liquid in here right now, so I'll rinse this. I'll set this over here and I'll rinse this out in a little bit. We'll just let that kind of cook down a little bit. Now remember, we had our green beans from the other night. They're going in here too. ICEBOX soup. Can't beat it. Okay, what I did is I took some steak cut fries, and that's what I thought we'd have those for lunch if I put them in the oven. But then I told Mother, I said, no, I've got all that other stuff. I'm not just going to make us a sandwich and out of turkey and all that. I'm going to use what we have in that ICEBOX and make a small pan of ICEBOX soup, and that'll take us for a few days with cornbread. And so I put these frozen. I'll show you what I buy. I buy the Great Value steak cut French fried potatoes. I put them, instead of froze, you could have put them in here froze, but I want them cut up so you can't do all that. So I just take them and put them in my little oven until they get, not, they're more or less pre-cooked. I guess the company pre-cooks them. They're not totally cooked, but so I just kind of chop them up. Well, y'all can do this and give yourself a good meal. Don't be eating crap. It's bad for you. I mean, these are not all fresh out of the garden, but it's better than all that oil and stuff from the Sonic or whatever. So I just put them in there. And a lot of people, my daddy would not eat a leftover if he had to. Let me turn that on down. Now, I'm going to put a can of diced tomatoes in this. Let me get my meat. I've got to have my meat. Okay, y'all remember the meat that I made the other night? Fried it, the fried turkey? Well, that's what's left of that. Putting that in here. That's what started all of this adventure. So we're just going to stir that around. You could use that turkey with the breading and then chop it in your chopper like I did. You could have a rice meal out of this. This would be probably pretty tasty right there. But we want soup. So I take my diced tomatoes, Great Value, add them, 1 can of the tomato sauce. Real easy. Real easy, y'all. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we'll add our water. Let me get a... Well, I love my water dispenser. So we'll do about, remember I'm going to rinse this out so I don't waste any corn. Now, I'll mix that around. Here, let's see, I thought I had, I do. To make this very southern, I'm going to go ahead and put my package of cut okra in it and let that cook on down. Since we got to wait on our, see there's a, just put it in there. That's all you can do. I should have, well no, I did it this way anyway. I just wanted something green in that soup. That corn looks good in there, that cream style corn. The potatoes. Now we'll turn that up on high and get it to cooking. I'm going to tell you that'll be a good soup because you've got your turkey and your okra and your tomato and your squash and your onion. it looks like a nice soup. And if I was just doing the soup, I'd probably put my Mexican flavoring in that because it's a good Mexican soup. This is really a nice soup. Let's get a little teaspoon, and see if it needs salt. Not a lot. About half a teaspoon. Now we'll put some cracked pepper. Cracked pepper is always good. This pepper thing doesn't really like me too well. Now we will let that just cook. Get that. It's more of a porridge, I guess, but it'll be a good porridge. Yeah, that's good, y'all. See? It's gonna be good. What I'll do is I'll just put our lid on it, sideways. Get this mess cleaned up. Then we'll check the cornbread and we'll check the soup and see what's going on. Be right back. Okay, let's check our ICEBOX soup. I've been cooking it now for about 45 minutes. And the okra is done. Potatoes are done. Let me get a test spoon just a minute. I'm going to see. Gotta get me move this over so I can cut that down. Get me a test spoon. Let's see. I have to cool it. I don't want to burn my mouth. You ever done that, burn your mouth and then couldn't taste nothing the whole meal? It's good, y'all. Tastes like a good garden soup. Even though we know the secret. It's ICEBOX soup. But you know, this is the way I look at it, y'all. Everyone. If I was just going to take this stuff and pitch it in the garbage, if Mother and I get 1 to 2, 3 meals off of this, it would be a lot more than throwing something away with all these hungry people in the world. At least I tried to make do with what we had instead of throwing it away. My daddy told me once, son, if you do something genuinely for one person, you've done more than most people to help anybody. And I believe that. Then another thing, he said, some people will never learn. I could give them everything that I've got and they'd be broke tomorrow. So, I don't know, but Mother and I are going to enjoy this. Pretty sure. Okay, let's check our cornbread. I heard the ding, 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 ding. My Harbor Freight pad. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let me get our butter bell. Rub that on that cornbread. Those confection, I did cook this in the confection today. See how it cracks the top, but this is not going to win a beauty contest, and I never expected it to. Neither would I. Never expected to. So we'll butter that real good at the top. Love this little ball jar looking Butterbell. I've got an antique one somewhere. Yeah, that's good and done. Let me get my little board. I've had big kitchens, and this is probably the smallest one that's in Mom's place. It's this kitchen. But we don't need nothing humongous. I would like to get it finished redoing it, but I've got to wait and see what goes on, you know. We're doing okay with it. I'm making my little videos and all that, so that's all that matters. Oh, that's still hot. I better let that cool, because if I don't, it'll tear apart. I'll be back. Okay, I got the cornbread out. I used one of my grandmother's. All I could find was chocolate bonbon server, or whatever they call. It needs to be cleaned, but I don't clean silver if I don't use it, but that's the only thing I can get right now. I couldn't find my other little spatula. Yeah, cornbread come out really good. It's a dark honey colored brown because of the cumin and all that. But put a little butter on it. Put a little butter on that and you'll just love it. You'll love it. I know it's probably not kosher for me to stand here and eat at the stove, but I didn't do it when I worked or had restaurants. But sometimes I do now. That's a good cornbread. Tastes good, looks good. So I got my piece and I got Mother's piece. I'll put this on her little tray. I already got her little tray going, y'all. So I've got the cornbread. Let me cover that up. Get it off of the stove. Oh, I love those little days. I bet y'all never done that, have you? Sit down. Now let's get Mama a bowl of soup. Let's get Mama a bowl of soup. Let me get that lid so it don't drip. Now y'all look at that pot of soup. Our ICEBOX soup. Now, if you can do any better, I want you to tell me. Now there's our soup, our Mexican cornbread and our soup. It all come out of stuff we already had that we didn't want to waste. So that's what we're going to have. And then I bet we'll have a piece of that cake that I made last night, the wedding cake. So as I always say, this is what we're going to have for lunch, maybe dinner, maybe breakfast. But I wish y'all was here to eat with us. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless me. God bless the United States. Bye-bye.